What can we do if Joe Biden sends $40 billion to Ukraine, but nothing to our people? Democrats ain't with us. Republicans ain't with us. Yet we won't come together and force them to do what we need. You already answered your own question, Miami, Florida. I don't mind sweating. I'm an African. I don't mind sweating. I'm an African. I don't mind sweating. I'm an African. It's almost time for Leo season. I have no problem sweating. When I make love to my wives, I turn the air condition off. When I make love to my wives, I turn the air condition off. You understand me? Because I want all the ancestral energy. I want all the ashe from our divine bodies to unite in union towards African liberation. I don't make love with the air conditioner on. What the hell I want the air conditioner on for? I want all of her butter almond. I want all of her butter almond energy. I want that butter almond great African feminine force, not feminism. Great African feminist force, not feminism. That great African feminist force, I need it to bond with my great African masculinity. I need her to be sweating. I want her hot. I want to feel her energy. I want to feel her soul. Real Africans don't make love under the air conditioner. I said real Africans don't make love under the air conditioner. This is King Kong consciousness. This documentary ain't for me, it's for us. This documentary ain't for me, it's for us. I don't make love in the air conditioner. That's right. That's right. I make love in the heat. I'm a Leo. I'm a tiger. I'm Ogun. Ogun makes his metal in the heat. Ogun makes the swords in heat. Ogun builds the buildings in heat, brothers and sisters. If you smell funky when you perspire, my sister, it's because you eating too much red meat and pork. If you smell funky when you perspire, you're eating too much red meat and pork. If your woman stank, if your man stank, you need to be on this Pan-African fast with me right now. If you stank up the place, making love in the heat, somebody needs to purge that undigested red meat. It sounds like somebody needs to purge that undigested red meat. It sounds like somebody needs to purge that undigested red meat. Let me go back to my donors. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. $10 donation, I will answer any question. Education, personal, FDMG, festival sabotage, oratory, whatever you want to know about me, this is your chance. Let's see. All right, we don't care about the school no more, so I got to block you on that, brother. The school, I got to block you for that. You can't be, we not having that. Brother Charles Patterson, $100 for the Shockumentary. Thank you, Brother Charles Patterson. Elijah Graves, $10. Why is there an attack on black boys? Because black men are the enemy. Black men are the enemy. Black men are the only men on the planet Earth who can reproduce themselves with any woman on Earth. Black men are the only men on Earth who can reproduce themselves with another woman on the earth. So we are feared for our genetic reproductive power. We are feared for our genetic reproductive power. This is why 90% of the time when black men were lynched in American history, this is why 90% of the time when black men were lynched in American history, they were also castrated. They were also castrated. They were also castrated. The castration was a jealous, narcissistic attempt by the white power structure to symbolically and metaphorically strip the black man of our God-given genetic predominance on this planet. Great question. $10 to the GOAT. Brother Austin, $25. Why do black people want mixed kids so bad? Great question, Brother Austin. Great question, Brother Austin. Brother Austin, thank you for your $25, my brother. Why do black people want mixed kids? Because we have been taught through our entire existence in this country and around the world that anything black is worthless, Anything black is meaningless. Anything black is less than. Anything black is barbaric and animalistic. And guess what? We have bought into the propaganda. We have bought into the brainwash. We have bought into the narrative, my brother. That's why black people want their children to look lighter than them. This is one of the biggest reasons for the snow bunny crisis. Black men are out here mating with non-African women to lighten up the skin of their descendants. Black men are out here reproducing with non-African women to lighten up the skin complexion of their children. It is a form of ghetto eugenics. It is a form of ghetto eugenics, and black women are doing the same thing. Black women are out here making babies with non-African men to lighten up the skin complexion of their children. It is no secret that a lot of light-skinned people only date other light-skinned people. It is not a secret that a lot of dark-skinned people want to date light-skinned people. Brothers and sisters, I am not a light-skinned supremacist. I am not a dark-skinned supremacist. I am not a brown-skinned supremacist. I am a Pan-Africanist. I don't care what color my wife will be. I don't care if she's super light, bright, almost white. I don't care if she's blue, black, chocolate, original God. I don't care what color my wife is, because Marcus Garvey put red at the top of the Pan-African flag. I said the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey put red at the top of the Pan-African flag. Red. This P is for Pan-Africanism. This P is for Pan-Africanism. Yes, I'm from Philadelphia. Yes, I'm the king of Philadelphia. But this P is for Pan-Africanism. But the first color in the flag is red. And the reason the first color in our flag is red, because it is your blood that makes you an African, not your skin tone. It is your blood that makes you an African, not your skin tone. It is your blood that makes you an African, not your skin tone. Let me go to the next question. Lord have mercy. Sister J donated $500 to the Shockumentary, brothers and sisters. We have our first elite level. We have our first elite level Shockumentary sponsor, Sister J. We have our first elite level Shockumentary sponsor, 500. Sister Tamar, $500 Shockumentary sponsor. Thank you, Sister Tamar. To boys 18 to 21. Sister Shantae, let me answer your question. And thank you for the $10 donation, Sister Shantae. Thank you for the $10 donation, Sister Falana. Sister Shantae, although the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy, is for boys in grade school, we will have a black male university. We will have a alpha male university. So your 18-year-old son, your 19-year-old son, your 20-year-old son, and your 21-year-old son will be part of our mentorship, our rites of passage, our hunting, our living off of nature, our Africa trips, our manhood bonding sessions, our sleepovers. Yes, there will be something for every black man at the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. There will be something for every black man at the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. There will be something for every black man, Sister Shantae, at the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. Thank you for your $10 donation. Thank you for your question. Brother Alston, come speak on the historical Maryland Eastern Shore. Brother Alston, I'm ready for the Eastern Shore. My ancestors come from the Eastern Shore. As you know, I am kinsman to the greatest black leader in American history. As you know, I am a blood relative, a 4 times great-grand cousin, and possibly nephew of the greatest black leader in American history. My ancestors come from the Eastern Shore, Brother Alston. In fact, it's almost time for me to go visit my ancestors' grave. Thank you, Brother Alston. You know why I'm thanking you, Brother Alston? Not just for your $10, but you just reminded me that my 4 times great-grandfather, Stephen Henry Bailey, the first cousin of Frederick Douglass, who he mentions by name, I think Grandpop Stephen's birthday is July the 1st. And his wife, my 4 times great-grandmother, Caroline Wilson Bailey, if I'm not mistaken, her birthday was June the 26th. So you just reminded me to come to the Eastern Shore anyway, Brother Alston. You just reminded me to, can my Eastern Shore Africans find me a location? I want to come home to the ancestors. I want to come home to the ancestors. Harriet Tubman is from the Eastern Shore. Frederick Douglass is from the Eastern Shore. Henry Highland Garnett is from the Eastern Shore. Can my Eastern Shore Maryland Africans, I'm calling on my Eastern Shore Maryland Africans to find me a church. Find me a community center. Find me somewhere on the Eastern Shore where the blood of Frederick Douglass can come and teach the gospel of Garveyism in the hometown of my ancestors. Great. Thank you, Brother Austin. Hit your Cash App if you have a question. $10 or more, get your question answered live. You can ask me whatever you want, and I promise to be honest. You can ask me whatever you want, and I promise to be honest. What happened with you and Tariq Nasheed's relationship? You guys were great. I'm going to answer the question, and I'm going to try not to throw no shade because I understand the other brother, he lives off of negativity and sensationalism. I just want to say this respectfully, without going into detail. My life work is about the liberation of African people. My life's work is about the liberation of African people. I am about saving black children, which I have done my entire professional career, which we are celebrating 25 years this year. This year marks 25 years I've been saving black children, boys, girls, infants, preschoolers, juveniles, high schoolers, middle schoolers. It's what I do. 25-year track record of saving children. 25-year track record of community activism, 25-year track record of raising consciousness, 25-year track record of supporting principals and educators. As you know, in the world we live in, when two different types of energies cannot mix, they have to separate. My mission is real. I am not a fraud. I'm not a fake. I'm not an opportunist. I'm not accusing him of being one. I'm simply going to say that the reason we don't work together anymore is because our life has two totally different trajectories. Our interests have two totally different trajectories. Our loyalties have two totally different trajectories, and our agendas have two totally different trajectories. And I'm going to leave it at that. Richie Samuels, you can go to the block party, but not the one at FDMG. What books should children read? Here's what I want you to do, brother or sister Tory. I want you to contact Everyone's Place bookstore in Baltimore, Maryland, the largest distributor of black books on the East Coast. Everyone's Place bookstore, North Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, right up the street from Great Blacks and Wax, is the largest distributor of black books in the country, or at least on the East Coast. Tell them you were referred by Dr. Umar and you need a catalog of all their children's books. Tell them you were referred by Dr. Umar and you need a catalog of all their children's books. Tell them you were referred by Dr. Umar and you need a catalog of all their children's books. Also get in touch with Hakeem's bookstore in West Philadelphia. Get in contact with Hakeem's bookstore in West Philadelphia. Get in contact with Hakeem's bookstore in West Philadelphia. Tell them Dr. Umar sent you and you're requesting a complete catalog of all their children's books. Do you think it would be beneficial to the identification of Native blacks in America to establish ethnic groups based off of region and community? We all have the same foundation of blackness as a race, but ethnically there are fundamental differences if you grew up in Northern California or Alabama. I'm going to ask the question again because I think it's a good question, and then I'm going to answer Brother Jacoby's question. Dr. Umar, do you think it will be beneficial for the identification of Native blacks in America to establish ethnic groups based off of region and community? We all have the same foundation of blackness as a race standpoint, but ethnically there are fundamental differences if you grew up in Northern California or Alabama. Here's my answer, Brother Jacoby. Here's my answer. I think we already have enough differences. We don't need to promote anymore. I know that you are coming from a sincere place, Brother Jacoby, but I would say African people are fragmented enough, so I cannot support any further fragmentation of the African race. I cannot support any further fragmentation of the American African community. I cannot support any further fragmentation of the Caribbean African community. I cannot support any further fragmentation of the Central and South American African community. I cannot support any further fragmentation of the Canadian African community, or the South Pacific African community, or the Continental African community, or the Asian African community, or the European African community, or the American African community. No more fragmentation. We are an African people. And I hear you making mention of the cultural diversity amongst us. And there is some cultural diversity. But I would like for us, Brother Jacoby, to emphasize the cultural solidarity. I think you should read Sheikh Anta Diop's book, The Cultural Unity of Africa. I think you should read Sheikh Anta Diop's book, The Cultural Unity of Africa. Yes, he suffered from the Snow Bunny crisis. Yes, Sheikh Anta Diop suffered from the Snow Bunny crisis. He had a white wife. Inexcusable. Frederick Douglass' second wife, when he was an old man, was white. Inexcusable. But Sheikh Anta Diop was one of the greatest anthropologists, historians, and archaeologists the world has ever produced. Not just African people, but the entire world. So please read The Cultural Unity of Africa from Sheikh Anta Diop. We cannot promote fragmentation. Let's promote the red, black, and green flag. Let's promote one race, one people, one nation. One race, one people, one family. One race, one people, one family. This documentary is unlike the other documentaries where they want to interview experts. We are not interviewing experts for the Shockumentary. We are interviewing people who went through the trauma. We are interviewing black mothers who went through the trauma of fighting for their children. We are interviewing black fathers who went through the trauma of fighting. We're interviewing teachers who was in the schools who saw our kids get mistreated. All the other documentaries you see, they want to talk to the quote unquote experts. Every documentary you saw was an expert documentary. This is not an expert documentary. We are coming to your house. We are coming into the projects. We are coming into the ghetto, and we want the real story straight from your mouth on film. We want your blood, your sweat, your pain, your tears. This is the real deal. No documentary you ever seen will be like the Shockumentary. No documentary you ever seen will be like the Shockumentary. Cash App. J.S. Mitchell, $10. Where did you get your hat? This hat was a gift from one of my supporters. This hat was a gift from one of my supporters. Shania, if black men don't want us, what do we do? Powerful question, Sister Shania. Sister Shania's question on Cash App, if black men don't want us, what do we do? Sister Shania, first of all, sister, who told you black men don't want you? Who told you black men don't want you? Sister Shania, who told you black men don't want you? There's a lot of strong black men out there who love our sisters. There's a lot of strong black men out there who love our sisters. There's a lot of strong, Sister Shania, don't you give up. You hear me? Be patient. Pray to God. Talk to your ancestors and ask them to send you the man that you need, and you make sure you look for that man in the right places, Sister Shania. Don't go to the club looking for a good man. Don't go to the liquor lounge looking for a good man. You understand me? Go to the lectures, go to the library, go to the intellectual events, go to the college occasions, go to the community events. You got to look for your man in the right place, Sister Shania. You got to look for your man in the right place, Sister Shania. And not only that, Sister Shania. Not only that, Sister Shania. Not only that, Sister Shania. We will be hosting the first annual Conscious Singles Convention at the Nat Turner John Jacques Dessalines Gymnasium once this HVAC gets installed next month. Sister Shania, we will be hosting the first annual Conscious Singles Convention on the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy right after our HVAC gets installed. So hold on, Sister Shania. Hold on, sister. Wait till you come to FDMG for the first annual Conscious Singles Convention. DR.UMAR is going to find you a man. DR.UMAR is going to find you a man. We're going to find you somebody, sister. Hold tight. Don't go outside your race. Sister Shania, I'm counting on you. I know it's tough out there for our sisters. A lot of our brothers are confused. A lot of our brothers are crazy. A lot of our brothers are snow bunnied. You understand? A lot of our brothers got issues, but we got a lot of black men who ain't got no issues, sister. So just hold on until we get to the Conscious Singles Convention. Thank you, Sister Shania. Let me go to the next question. Brother Paul, $10. No question from Brother Paul. Thank you, Brother Paul. Sister Shay or Brother Shay, thank you for what you do. $10. Thank you, Brother Shay or Sister Shay. Silk sent me $1. Thank you, Silk, for your $1. Every penny counts. Tone sent me $10 for supplies. Thank you, Brother Tone, for your $10 to the Shockumentary. Brother Michael, $10. Keep strong, brother. Thank you, Brother Michael. Thank you. Brother Phil, $10 for what happened between you and your child. Brother Phil said, I'm sending you $10 for what happened between you and your child's mother. What happened between me and my child's mother, Brother Phil? What happened between me and my child's mother, Brother Phil? Brother Timothy, $25. Thank you, Brother Timothy, no question. Sister Denise, $15. No, $150. Thank you, Sister Denise. You are now an official sponsor of the Shockumentary, sister. You will be invited to the private screening. We're going to have food for y'all, caviar, something to drink. I'm telling you, the premiere screening for sponsors only of the Shockumentary going to be off the hook. Sister Denise, text me your receipt, baby, so I can add you to the official sponsorship list. Thank you for your $150. Thank you. Sister Janelle, how to get in Black Wall Street. How to get in Black Wall Street? Sister Janelle, we got to build institutions, baby. We got to build institutions, Sister Janelle. It starts with FDMG. Once we get FDMG up and running, we're going to open up the FDMG bank, the FDMG supermarket, the FDMG hospital, the FDMG distribution company, the FDMG manufacturing plant, the FDMG shipping company. It all starts with one institution, Sister Janelle. Why are you not together with your child's mothers? Brother Phil, that's a big question for $10, Brother Phil. Brother Phil, that's a big question for $10. Brother Phil, that's going to need to be a $100 question. Brother Phil, I'll answer that for $50. I can't answer that for $10 because you're going into my personals, Brother Phil. Why am I not married to Queen Naisha and Queen Aisha? Why am I not married to Queen Naisha and Queen Aisha? Why am I not married to Queen Naisha and Queen Aisha? Respect to both of the mothers of my daughters. I will answer the question, but not for $10, Brother Phil. You got to do better than that. $15, Sister Norma Jean. Why is it hard to get a job with higher education? Great question, Sister Norma Jean. Thank you for your $15 donation. Sister Norma Jean says, why is it hard to get a job with a higher ed? You know why, Sister Norma? After they killed Dr. King, Sister Norma, after they murdered Dr. King, Sister Norma, they distracted us from taking over the building trades. And they distracted us with college and higher education. I want y'all to listen to me. Only if your third eye is open will you understand this wisdom. Only if your third eye is open will you understand this wisdom. Only if your third eye is open will you understand this wisdom. Only if your third eye is open will you understand this wisdom. During slavery, we dominated the building trades. During slavery, we dominated the building trades. During slavery, we dominated the building trades. Up until the 1970s, we had a strong influence in the building trades. Up until the 1970s, we had a strong influence in the building trades. After the civil rights movement, they decided to distract us from the industrial building trades and brainwash us into going to college. And what you are looking at right now is 50 years of black people walking away from being plumbers, walking away from being electricians, walking away from being roofers, walking away from being welders, walking away from being auto mechanics. We have just spent 50 years abandoning the skills that pay the bills. We have just spent 50 years walking away from the skills that pay the bills, and we got 2 and 3 master's degrees. We got 2 and 3 bachelor's degrees. We got 2 and 3 doctorate degrees, and we ain't got no money. We ain't got no job. But you know what we got? A whole lot of student loan debt. You know what we got? A whole lot of student loan debt. You know what we got? A whole lot of student loan debt. The pyramids were built by skilled tradesmen. I'm going to say it again. The Great Sphinx of Giza was erected by skilled tradesmen. The Valley of the Kings was erected by skilled tradesmen. Abu Simbel was erected by skilled tradesmen. The Temple of Hathor was erected by skilled tradesmen. The Great Pyramid was erected by skilled tradesmen. How are we going to talk about Black Wall Street? How are we going to talk about building an independent black community? How are we going to talk about Black Wall Street? How are we going to talk about building an independent black community and we no longer have the skills that pay the bills? Lord have mercy. I'm preaching today. Somebody just sent me a very disgusting picture. Somebody just sent me a very disgusting picture. No disrespect to the Neanderthal community. No disrespect to the Neanderthal community. And I take no pleasure in letting you all know that somebody just sent me the lower anatomy of a Neanderthal female. Somebody just sent me the lower anatomy of a Neanderthal female. The devil is busy today. I don't want to throw up on my Instagram live, because I don't do snow bunny. I've never been snow bunnied a day in my life. I've never been snow bunnied a day in my life. I have never been snow bunnied a day in my life. So I don't want to throw up right now. So I'm going to get back to my questions. Jonathan Hall, $10. Thank you. You got a story to share. Brother Jonathan, if you got a story, text me your name and your city and put Shockumentary. That's all I need, brother. Text your name and your city and put Shockumentary. Thank you for your $10. Shout out to my brother Johnny up in Chicago, my videographer for the Shockumentary. Shout out to my brother Johnny up in Chicago, my videographer for the Shockumentary. Brother Johnny, I'm trying to raise this money, my brother. We working, brother. Brother Johnny, I need you here next month, my brother. We gonna raise this money today. We gonna raise this money because I'm tired of waiting. Shockumentary should have been done. For Sisters Only book should have been done. Ladies, I'm working on For Sisters Only, but you got to bear with me because I got to fight the Kremlins, the coons. I got to fight the raccoons, the Negropeans, and the Europeans. They trying to sabotage the block party. I got 2 black women in City Hall trying to sabotage the block party. I got 2 black women in City Hall trying to sabotage the block party. I got to fight with coons on YouTube, YouTubians, struggle streamers. I got to fight with black folks who hate me, white folks. I got to fight against the world, but I'm Ogun, so I'm built for this. I chose to walk with Ogun because Ogun cuts the heads off with the holy sword of Olodumare, so I'm built for this. I am built